Hey, it's Don Skaggs with Empowered Inventing, where we help you help other people by taking innovation, your great ideas, and opportunity and turning them into real things like products and businesses. Now, let me tell you a little bit about who we are, what we do. We're Empowered Inventing. Our website is empoweredinventing.com. I am Don Skaggs. I'm a serial inventor, serial entrepreneur. I started a business over 20 years ago, bootstrapped it out of a farmhouse and built it into a company with a factory with employees, and we made and sold over 100 products. Sold them to the pathology laboratory industry, sold them to hospitals and labs all over the country. Built that company 23 years, had an exit, sold that company, and now I help other inventors and entrepreneurs through education and support services. I'm president of the Inventors Network Kentucky, here in Kentucky, and we are in Lexington and in Louisville, and we have a lot of different things that we do in-state and out-of-state. But beyond that, we also have Empowered Inventing. Empowered Inventing is kind of the engine, and where we help you to do three things: learn, plan, and do. We want you to learn the right things that you need to know to become a successful inventor or successful entrepreneur. We want you to plan. We want you to have a game plan. We want to help you with that to where you can have a real game plan that you can do and you can execute, where you can actually go in the right directions. And then we want to help you actually carry these things out, not just learn about them, not just talk about them, but actually do these things. So that's kind of the whole mantra of Empowered Inventing, is learn, plan, and do. You know, there's literally $5 million opportunities everywhere. And let me tell you why. A lot of these large companies that come up with innovations, they'll pass certain opportunities that are out there. Say you have an opportunity to fill a painful gap in the market, and say that opportunity will only make you $1 million a year, or $3 million a year, or $5 million a year. Large companies, large multinational companies especially, will pass over that. They'll say that's not enough money for us to even fool with, because we're big and we're billions of dollars, and we don't really care about those little people, those little things, and they'll pass opportunities like that up. But for the inventor and entrepreneur that does it right and does it lean, there's all types of $1 to $5 million opportunities out there for you. And one of the things we want to do here is help you seize those opportunities, because they're out there. I see them all the time with inventors and entrepreneurs that we work with. So I want to help you find your opportunities. Now, how do we do that? Well, one of the things that we do is help you pick the right idea, because a lot of times you can pick the wrong horse and just start going down this trail, and all of a sudden you realize, oh gosh, I'm spending all this time and all this money, and I've really got a loser idea. So we help you to vet that early on, because we want you to fail. Failing is learning. So we want you to do that learning process, but we want you to do it fast and do it cheap. Now, another thing we want you to do is what we call lean prototyping. So in other words, you don't spend a whole bunch of money figuring this out, figuring out how it works and how it's made and how to do it. You do it on a budget. You do it the way you can afford to do it. It's the same way with protecting your idea, with patenting. A lot of people think they have to run out and spend $10,000 on a patent or more with a patent attorney before they even start with a product. And for the little inventor, for the little entrepreneur, for the guy that's just starting out, the independent inventor, or the small startup, the small team, that's not a good strategy. That's the strategy for the $9 billion multinationals. Oh yeah, let's just pour a bunch of money into it. By the way, that's not a good idea even for them. But here's the thing. You can do it, and you can do it cheaply. You can have a provisional patent. And you can do a provisional patent. I think the micro-entity fee, which is usually most of us people, is around $65, $70 right now. So there are ways to protect yourself and smart strategies you can use to protect yourself, to build a prototype, to test your market, to see if you really can answer that question. Am I solving these people's problem? And in doing so, can you show them how it works? Another thing we want to do is help you to understand how to sell something, how to communicate with people. And some people, that's the hardest part. That's the biggest, scariest part of the whole process is, oh, Don, I don't know about talking to people. You can do it. It's not that hard. We teach that. We do that in a lot of our online classes. We do that with a lot of our one-on-one stuff. But we tell a lot about it in some of these videos that you can watch. So it's not as big and scary, and don't make it as big and scary. Don't make things so big and scary that you run away from them, or that you don't try them, or you don't try to figure out how to do these things. Because tackling these things will get you, again, to those $1 to $5 million opportunities. And again, they are out there. I guarantee you, I've seen them. I've done them myself, and I have seen other people do them. So now, of all these important things that I'm mentioning, lean prototyping, lean patenting, learning how to sell your idea or communicate your idea very, very well, all of these different pieces, there's three things that really stand out. And we've mentioned these in a few of the other videos. And these three things are, the first one is people. People are important. It's important to be around other people. So many inventors, you're like Tom Hanks in the movie Castaway, except you don't even have a soccer ball to talk to. You're just kind of squirreled away in your attic or your garage or your basement in your little bubble universe, and you never get out. You never can connect with other people. And there's really great resources out there spread all across the United States. There are these nonprofit inventor groups. Like here in Kentucky, we have the Inventors Council, we have the Inventors Network Kentucky, which is the Inventors Council in Louisville, and another Inventors Council in Lexington, and then other programs that we do all over the state. Outside of Kentucky, there's groups like ours everywhere. And you can find your own group. I think it's inventleaders.org. You can go and actually see a map, and it shows you all the different groups that are out there. So you can find one close to you if you're not around or close to Kentucky. If there's not one around you, we do online meetings too. You can check that out on our website, kyinventors.org. But anyway, people are important, and it's good to get around good, not negative people, but good, like-minded people, people who have been successful, people who can share their wisdom with you so you don't have to make the mistakes yourself. Why? Because people's important. That's one extremely important thing. Another very important thing, vitally important thing, is wisdom. And you hear us talk about this a lot at Empowered Inventing and at the Inventors Councils. And that is, wisdom is vitally important, because if you put three things into an invention, you put your time, you put money, but you put this third antiquated term called wisdom. There's an old proverb that says wisdom is more valuable than gold, and that makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Because of these three things that you put into your invention, wisdom is the most valuable, because if you don't acquire the wisdom first, I've seen this done by so many inventors, so many entrepreneurs, and businesses large and small, where they'll take a ton of time and a ton of money and just pour them down a hole, flush them, because they didn't have the wisdom first, and they were just spending all this time and money in the wrong places. Because if you don't have the wisdom first, you'll likely not know where to spend all that time and all that money. So wisdom, vitally important. That should be at the top of every inventor and entrepreneur's list. Third thing is diligence. Diligence is vitally important also. Extremely important for inventors and entrepreneurs. I see so many, they love to talk about it. They love to get consulted on things. They love to get into these groups, and all those are good things. People are important. It's good to learn. Just like we said, all these things are important, but if you don't have the diligence to carry things out, we teach our inventors, we tell them, we say, you make an appointment with your invention, just like it's an appointment with a doctor or an attorney. You make a promise to yourself on purpose, on paper. You say, okay, on Wednesdays between 6 and 9 p.m., I'm getting up off the couch, I'm setting down the remote, and I am working on my startup. I am working on my invention. I am working on my idea. And you do that. And again, we teach you how to plan to do that in the right way, and to focus on the right things, and to push you beyond what most people get stuck in, which are their comfort zones. So keep those things in mind. Check out our channel, again, Empowered Inventing on YouTube. Just type in Empowered Inventing and we should come right up to the top, hopefully. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.